We start our weekly look back in time in 1994 as those in the chuckwagon community contemplate the safety of the sport.
Last month's death of a chuckwagon racing legend in the body of a bullet, George Norman, left some questioning the safety of the sport. A sport where tragic accidents have cost the lives of Norman this year and Richard Cosgrave some 2 years ago. But these accidents are the exception, and they're not the norm.
It's really sad, but it's just one of those things. I mean, people get killed on the highways, you know, you don't really let it affect you. You just go on with it and run like the way George would want us to.
Loon Late's Ray Mitsewing is a longtime veteran of the sport, and he has had his share of scares on the track. He points out the safety measures chuckwagon racing has taken over the years.
Changes they have made in the last number of years is like the biggest change was moving the stove rack, and like before they used to hang and horses would jump into them, but now they built it right in where the horses can't jump into the stove racks. The other thing is steel reaches. Like everybody runs a steel reach nowadays, and steel poles, this and that, and a lot of guys are going into steel axles too. I guess that's what broke on Richard Cosgrave last year.
The barrels that was the cause of what happened to George, and we've changed them, and you know, every day, every race we go out there, we're looking for more places to improve it, and I think in the last few years we've made it a lot safer.
Chuckwagon racing, just like IndyCar racing, attracts some fans for the speed, the excitement, and the danger. The danger being crashes, which may be thrilling to the fans, but it's terrifying for those involved.
There are people that, when you listen after the races, and if there's been an accident, then that's what they're talking about. They may not talk about that track record that got broken in the same race, but they talk about that crash, and it's human nature. That's the way people are. That it's hard for us because we're so closely associated with it. We'd rather focus on the positive side of it, but it's also something that has to be talked about. And again, if it works to bring them out, go for it.
With the safety moves the association has made over the years, the number of crashes is getting less and less every season. And Church and Company hopes their trend will continue.
And in 1998, residents in the Battlefords are concerned over plans to twin Highway 16 near the community.
A common sight every day in the Battlefords, thousands of vehicles roll into the area every day, many of which are large trucks. With heavy traffic comes the need for more efficient transportation. There are plans to twin the current Highway 16 route through the Battlefords, making driving easier.
If they want to stop, they'll stop.
However, a movement is underway to change all that.
What they need to do is sit down and look at it with fresh eyes. They're sticking to things that were decided in 93, 94, and 95. And they have to look at the economics changing around us. They have to do that.
Sarah Wood is one member of the North Access Committee. They are proposing the highway be routed around the Battlefords, safety being their main concern.
We need to have a better road system in the Battlefords, primarily for safety and the movement of heavy goods.
We have one of the worst highways right here in the Battlefords, anywhere in Western Canada or even Canada.
Orville Billis chairs the committee. He feels too much congestion will be created if the twinning goes ahead.
The existing highway system is very full of curves. It's up and down hills. The truckers can't make much speed. They're trying to get more speed because they want to get through the area fast. Safety, yes. These trucks will pass through the city. They'll be within a couple of miles of city limits, but hey, if they're going to Saskatoon, let's let them get there as fast as they can.
However, at this point, the committee's plan is nothing more than a proposal. As it stands, the project will proceed as planned back in 1994.
Is something that has been discussed between the Department of Highways, the Chamber of Commerce, and local residents. And at present, there hasn't been a final decision made, but the general consensus is to keep the highway twinned at the present, where the present road is.
Also, just the cost, and when you look at all of the issues there, it's multi-million dollars more to do the bypass, and we've had agreement with the city and the town of Battleford to go ahead with putting the project through.
This has been our look back at this week in retrospect.
Retrospect this week is brought to you by Web Sport. worth your while to drive the extra mile. Webb's Ford in Vermilion.